Welcome to The Chatter, your end of the week ear candy for what to eat, drink, see, and do in Richmond, Virginia, right damn now.
The Richmond experience is independently owned and created by locals, us, for locals, you. From recent openings and the latest trends to time-tested traditions and hidden gems, we're here to help you experience the very best that RVA has to offer.
Hi, Kelsey.
Hi, Paige. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just over here working along, and I'm like, how are you doing?
Yes. Does it seem disingenuous for me to be like, oh yeah, no, it's great. I'm very in the thick of grief right now, so I feel like for the coming episodes, you can expect that like I'm fine, but I'm not. You maybe like I was,
Yeah, it's going to take time, and that's okay. It's
Such is
okay.
life.
Yeah.
Such is
You've
life.
you've had a rough year.
It's been I was saying to somebody in the past an email or something where it's like X, Y, and Z was not on my bingo card for this year, and X, Y, and Z can be filled in by all kinds of things at this point. It's like, wow, I didn't expect this or this. It's been something. It's been something else.
Yeah, I understand, but such is life, and unfortunately, you just got to keep moving along.
I know. Keep trucking. I will say, and I'm going to talk more about this once we get into like the meat of our episode, but I have been able to punctuate the grief with things that are genuinely enjoyable that I'm excited to talk about too. It is just sort of that like open tab feeling in your brain where it's like I feel like I hear some terrible music in the background and I don't know which tab that's coming from. Even the enjoyable things are like, yeah, but like there's this other thing that's on my mind whether or not I'm acknowledging it in the literal minute that I'm doing something else.
Yeah, it's just always in the back of your mind.
Right. But I was thinking right before we hit record, I was downloading you on all of my most recent stresses, which I won't bore our listeners with or bog our listeners down with right now. But I didn't even ask you, how are you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It's pool season for me. So I'm at the pool a lot. I'm hanging out with my neighbors a lot of squirrels games. It was
Oh,
like a very sporty weekend for us both.
yes.
Like I went to an Ivy game, a squirrels game, and then you went to a Tri-City Chili Peppers game.
Yes.
So it was just like very sporty spice of us.
Oh yes, so sporty spice. That's so true. And as I was following along with what your happenings were for the weekend, I was thinking like, I don't know why. Did we talk at some point? You were originally talking about doing Busch Gardens, but then did these squirrels and ivy games come up for you and you decided to forget Busch Gardens?
Dude, Saturday was a whirlwind. It was one of my neighbor's birthdays. Happy birthday, Mel. And she requested for her birthday that we all work out. So we brought all of our weights to Bird Park at the like Vita course where it's like that 1 mile loop. And we did like a very intense workout where we ran a mile. I ran for the first time in like a decade. So
Oh,
you ran a mile and then did these 4 circuits and then you ran a mile. It was very like CrossFitty, but also just circuit workouts. So we did that. Then we came back, walked to Moore Street. I had 2 mimosas there, and I don't if our listeners know Moore Street, they're like jumbo mimosas.
yeah.
And I ate like this huge breakfast. And so we were all like kind of tipsy walking back. And so I had to go to Maymont.
Oh, right.
So I ran 2 miles. I did this workout. I ate this huge breakfast, had like 2 mimosas. I get to Maymont. I walk another 2 miles. It's hot. I get back and I'm like, I need the pool. So then I go out to the pool. Next thing you know, it's like 2 o'clock. And we're all like, what are we doing for dinner? So we walk to Pinky's at 6. We eat tapas. We drink some wine. And I am like, dude, I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. I'm kind of surprised that you were even able to like do that much just in one day without just collapsing.
I had like 20,000 steps. I was like, am I in Europe? I'm not.
Oh, just about around the great old RVA. That's incredible stuff. When you said like by 2 o'clock, it was like pool time. Like that was only by two. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and we pulled from 2 to 5, and then we
Okay.
went to Pinky's at 6, and then we ended up at a neighbor's to drink more wine. and I was in bed at 10 and I slept so hard. And then I took a 6 mile walk on Sunday. And then we built our catio.
Oh, yes, I did see that update too, which fabulous. When you were describing that before, I did not realize how luxe.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. So, for those of you who don't know, I have two cats. They are my babies, Fred and George. And they love outside time, but we are kind of OCD. So, they have a tent. And the tent isn't even ours. It was our neighbors that like gave it to us, and then it ended up just being ours. But we wanted to upgrade our just like our patio situation. The tent like literally took over half of our patio. So we ordered a catio, and it's more vertical, and it has like these little ledges, and it has like a scoop in it that they could lay down in a little box. And so it's just more of like a little jungle gym. It's on wheels so we can move it around so we can keep them out of the sun. It just is really lovely. They like it, and it's really cute. It actually just makes the patio look more complete.
It looked, from what you had posted, looked fabulous. It's like their own little condo within a condo type of thing.
I know I hate to, say I got it from Amazon, but I got it from Amazon.
And you know what? Sometimes you just find something on Amazon. It's like, okay, this will fit the bill. But you know what? Fabulous stuff. That's fantastic for those little kittens. They're
Yeah,
enjoying their life the way they should.
they are so spoiled. I say it all the time, but they are just spoiled rotten. But they're babies, so
I know, like you gotta take care of the boys. What can you say?
yeah. But that was my weekend. We did a lot of stuff around the house yesterday, and just, Sunday, just getting stuff together, which we hadn't done that on a weekend in a long time, where
Yeah.
we just kind of go, go, go. And it actually made Monday, dare I say, enjoyable.
Right. I feel like when you have one of those like weekends or weekend days where it's like you have like an actual moment to sort of reset yourself like thoroughly, it's like, oh wow, it's not as stressful once, the first weekday comes back around. So that's good stuff too. We did that a few weeks ago and I had the same sensation where I'm like, it was just able to sort of like get some stuff off of the to-do list and not have it hanging over my head by Monday. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, we grilled out last night, so we had like leftovers today, and it just made going into Monday just doable. And I know, like, when I was a teacher, my Sundays were, you know, food prep, laundry, cleaning, this, that, but like, it also just like makes it another work day.
Right.
So it's finding the balance of like, okay, rest and a little fun.
Exactly. That sounds like a very thorough, great weekend. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And you went to the pool.
Yes, we did a little pool time. Our first venture out to our pool this year. It was my youngest daughter's first introduction to the whole concept of it. She thought it was a hoot.
Good.
So that was fantastic. And also too, her first outing to like a, sporting game, as we mentioned, the Tri-City Chili Peppers, which I'll talk a little bit more about later on. But like amidst all of this like heavy stuff that I'm going through right now, there were a couple of nice pops of summer, which I very much appreciated and will continue to sort of like source as my summer goes on so that it doesn't all feel so low, so heavy, so dark. So it was good. And like the today too, even just getting out and about to run a couple of errands, I was pleasantly surprised by how like it wasn't roastingly hot today either. It was kind of like a nice summer day.
Yeah, I worked outside for the majority of the day, and it was very pleasant. So
Right.
I hope that's here to stay.
I know. Like I'd really love for that to just stick around. So I'll just keep praying for it, even though I know like my prayers won't necessarily be answered. It's sort of like a good little like kickoff into the summer happenings. And I can't believe, I guess like too, like 4th of July is already, what is that, like 3 weeks away at this point? Like it's getting close.
I know. I practically tell people once it's the 4th of July, summer's over. So I'm trying not to think about it.
No, I know. I was even thinking that way about like our beach plans at the end of July. It's like, well, I don't want to get too excited about them because then it's like August already. It's like I'm not already ready for August.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm just sort of enjoying what I can about these like earlier summer weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic.
All right. So This episode of The Chatter is powered by Hilldrup, and we have a very special chat today. Hilldrup is an award-winning moving, storage, and logistics company with locations throughout the Southeast. The company has been helping people move since 1903 and has proudly served the Richmond region for more than 35 years. Beyond moving families and businesses, Hilldrup has become a valued part of our community and a longtime partner of the Richmond experience. With summer moving season now underway and May through September being the busiest months of the year for movers, we've invited George Roth, the Vice President in Residential Sales for Hilldrup, to share some tips for making your next move a little easier and a lot less stressful. So George, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with this. What's the biggest challenge you see customers face during a move?
I'd say it's false confidence. Almost everyone underestimates how much time and effort goes into a move. If I had a nickel for every time someone said, I don't really have that much stuff, I think I'd probably be retired by now. Once you get into it, you start packing, you start loading things, you realize how much you've accumulated over the years. It may look pretty simple on paper, but once you start factoring in furniture, storage spaces, seasonal items, things that are tucked away in closets and whatnot, it quickly becomes a little more complex than anticipated.
Sure, absolutely. I just recently moved a few years ago, and I moved with Hilldrup and made it really easy. And I can definitely relate to that. I was in an apartment and I was like, oh, it's just a few rooms. And then suddenly you're surrounded with boxes and you're like, how did I even accumulate all of this stuff? So speaking of packing, is there something people commonly forget until the last minute?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most people remember the obvious things, your dishes, your books, toys, clothes. What's often overlooked are the spaces you don't see every day. Attics,
Sure.
garages, crawl spaces, storage closets. Those are easily overlooked. And, oftentimes those spaces contain kind of odd, bulky items that require a little special handling. So, the more on top of those areas you are, the smoother the whole experience.
So what's the best way to handle like the everyday items without creating stress at the last minute? Like I need, obviously I need my toothbrush and some dishes, but how do I make like that final end to the move the easiest?
Sure. It's a great question. I'd start by identifying what you do need, what we call it essential. A few weeks before the move, if you've got that kind of time, and leave those until the end. I would, for example, you want to leave some clothing, some essential toiletries, medications, things to cook with, important documents. You don't need to pack every piece of clothing and everything you're going to use right up until the end. And I would just gradually try to tackle it. Packing just a couple of rooms every day is impactful, and it adds up, and it'll save you a lot of time in the end. So, a lot of people wait till the very end, and I just would kind of guard against that.
Sure.
Put aside the things that you would consider essential, and slowly tackle the rest as it gets a little closer to the move.
Let's say someone is listening right now and realizing their move may be bigger than a few pickup truck trips and a promise for pizza with friends. What's your advice? I mean, that's how we moved in the, our younger age, but now it's a little different with all of our furniture and everything we have.
I think we've all done that. I know I have too. I mean, that sounds great and all, but you really don't want to undersell the value of hiring the professionals. We're trained. We know how to tackle everything. We know how to deal with it. We've got the right padding, protection for the residents, equipment, and really just the training. Pickup trucks and pizza and beer sound great and all until you really start carrying dressers up and downstairs. Not to mention, you don't want to blow your back out. I mean, that stuff gets heavy. So, I don't know anyone that would want to spend their Saturday doing that. I certainly don't. So I would certainly look into the value of hiring professionals. I also wouldn't wait too long. This is our busy season. I would get in front of it as soon as you can. And if you have that kind of flexibility, I would probably say, we can get a lot more done. We do offer weekend work, but we've got a little more flexibility if we keep it during the week. So those are some of the things I would say against doing it yourself. it's just too easy to drop something down the stairs or tumble down the stairs yourself while you're trying to carry something.
When I moved with Hilldrup, I mean, they wrapped the furniture and they just were able to get it done so quickly that it would have taken me and friends hours, even days. So it really did make a huge difference. And so if someone has a move coming up, how can they learn more about Hilldrup services?
Well, you can always check us out on our website, hilldrup.com. We do offer virtual surveys, free, quick, easy. If you're going, if it's something you want to do, on a weekend or after hours, we do in homes. We just try to fit the needs of the customer. So we offer, that service on the very front end, very customized, tailored services. You may be looking to just move a few things down the street. You may be looking to move across town. You may be looking to move across country. So we're very proud of the fact that we can cover all of those bases. And, just check us out on our website. It's probably the best way to find out a little more information about us.
Sure. And you guys also offer like packing services and storage services, right?
We sure do. We offer, we can pack a portion of what you want moved, all of it, just some of it. We store. We've got temperature controlled storage, long-term, short-term. So, we've got you covered for whatever your moving needs are.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and helping Richmonders prepare for a smoother move. It's easy to see why Hilldrup is consistently voted the #1 mover in the Richmond Times-Dispatch annual Best of Awards.
Well, thank you for having me. Yes, we're just, we love the Richmond community. We're in and about. We support the local charities. We're very proud to call Richmond home. So thank you for having me.
Speaking of keeping people in motion, Hilldrup recently sponsored our members-only guide to Richmond's parks, playgrounds, and green spaces. It's packed with ideas for your next outdoor adventure and a great way to enjoy some of the beautiful weather we're seeing this summer. Be sure to check it out at the Richmond Experience.
That was great to hear how a real moving expert approaches some of the more complex moments during the packing process. I also love the guide they sponsored. It's sort of by neighborhood, so you can really get a full picture of places in Richmond, but quickly find the areas most convenient to you and the whole family.
And also, I couldn't believe that recent finding that 81% of Richmond residents live within a 10-minute walk of a park, which is very cool.
Amazing.
All right, so what to eat, drink, see, and do in RVA this week. And I'm up first with eat. I recently went to Taco Vegana, and I just thought it would be a really cool thing to chat about because it is 100% plant-based Mexican restaurant in Churchill. And I'm not vegan, that's where we leave the experts like Lauren Z. Ray, but they had invited me in to check it out. And I wasn't like skeptical at all. I mean, I've eaten like vegan based meals before, but I don't think I'd ever been to like 100% plant based spot before. And so I was excited, but they have everything. Tacos, appetizers, they have their own queso, they have the Richmond burrito, which is insanely delicious. But I do have to mention their happy hour is kind of ridiculous. So it's on weekdays from 5 to 7, and you can get $5 house margaritas and palomas. So my friend and I got each 2 drinks. We got 2 appetizers, which were also on special. She got the 3 taco plate and I got the Richmond burrito, and our meal was under $75.
It can't be beat.
And I mean, it was delicious. It was flavorful. I know sometimes vegan food gets a bad rep with like the chewy consistency or maybe it not be flavorful or whatever. But I mean, I wouldn't have been able to tell like that it's plant-based. So right. I just thought that was very cool. And the story behind the owners is very cool too. So the co-owner, Milton, created it as a reflection of his own journey from growing up in Baja, Mexico, to living in Southern California and Austin, Texas, before moving to Richmond. So the result is a mix of, traditional Mexican flavors with Cali Mexican influence and Tex-Mex influence. But I would say get on over and definitely try for happy hour because a $5 marg I don't even think you can get those anywhere.
No, like I feel like it feels unheard of in this climate, especially, or in this economy.
And
And
this is
also,
gonna be
a 5 to 7 range, I feel like is so nice too, because I feel like too often happy hours are ending at 6, and it's like this is too early for happy hour, and we need to extend it a bit. So fabulous all over the board.
Yeah, I do. I think it used to be from 4 to 6, or yeah, 4 to 6, but they recently pushed back their hours to start at 5. So it's like a win-win for everyone for that late
Yes,
happy hour.
I'm also not vegan, but anytime that they have posted anything or if I've read anything about them, like in various publications, it's like this seems like this would be though, like fabulous, even if you're not a vegan specific person at all. That Richmond burrito, I feel like, is one of the things that I saw on their menu first off, where I was like, okay, if I were going over there, that'd be my first order. Like it all looks so tasty.
It is the chorizo tots, and I think that's what made it so good because the tots were so crispy.
Yes.
Rice, black beans, queso, lettuce, and pico. But those like crispy tater tots in there. Oh.
Delicious. That's probably got to be like the California influence of it all, because isn't like a California burrito has like French fries on it, I think, is it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so, which I really enjoy. But I'm
Mhm.
also come from the land of Pittsburgh where we put French fries on our salads. So
Oh,
I just think like French fries or taters should be on like everything.
yeah, why not? Delicious stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to get over there too. I was saying to her when we were like planning, if I were they're over in like that Churchill area, so it's like if I were still over there, I feel like it'd be on my regular rotation.
Exactly.
Okay, well then for drink, I'm kind of wetting your whistle with something that I feel like is very good for summer in general, but also I'm sort of like giving away something about gift giving for my own Father's Day plans for my dear husband, because Ardent Craft Ales has a couple of very festive type of beers that you could possibly gift the fathers in your life to make it like really cutesy. And one of them is the Lawnmower Ale. From their own description, we brewed this American adjunct light lager with rice and Czech Saaz hops for a crisp, classic flavor with a subtle, earthy, spicy character, pouring a light golden color. Lawnmower beer is a low ABV crusher that's equally enjoyable while working in the backyard or relaxing on the river. I tasted this at one of our last book clubs, and it's just in the back
Oh,
of
you
my
did?
mind. And like, I did, because I just thought like you know me, I'm a sucker for like the packaging of something. I'm like, that sounds,
Well, it's so funny to me because I know a lot of dudes that will go mow the lawn and then crack a beer. So
exactly.
I do think the marketing is on point.
They know their audience, and it's like I have no experience in mowing the lawn whatsoever, but I was like, this is so cute. You know, Matt's a big craft beer guy, and it's like one of my biggest feelings of joy if I can find one where I'm like, oh, I feel like he would like this, and then it checks out, and this is just like too cute, too perfect for Father's Day. So I'm recommending that you get over to Ardent Craft Ales and either have some from the tap yourself, or pick up like a pack of them to take home for yourself or the men in your life. I feel like it's so cute.
Well, and speaking of Ardent, I just was drafting the Weekender, and on Saturday it's Ardent's 12th anniversary party.
Oh, yes.
So that's happening on Saturday, June 13th from 12 to 8. They're going to have live music. They're going to have food vendors, including 1115 Mobile Kitchen, The Mayor, and Easy Burger. So you can get over there, grab your Father's Day beer, and then celebrate Ardent's 12th anniversary.
Right. And just have a party and just have all of your other favorites from over there too that are just year round. I mean, they're so good. Arden is one of those. I was so glad when we had book club there a couple of sessions ago, because I feel like since I've moved out of Scott's Edition for years at this point, I'm just never over there as much as I'd like to be. And it's just such a good reminder that it's such a good brewery.
I agree. And it's definitely not one that's on my rotation. And I don't know why, because
Yeah,
I like Ardent.
it's like a little sleeper or something. Like, what is it about there where I'm like, this one's should not be getting lost in my shuffle.
I think it's because for me, it's like off the beaten path. And I'm
Right.
like, not far at all, but I don't know why. It's really not. It's right there.
Scott's Edition is so walkable. There's so many things that you can walk to right out of your complex. So it's just kind of like,
Yeah, we often just get held up at the Vale or Rawson's or Cochi Locos. It's like we never make it past Moore Street.
right, one of those other contenders like
Yeah.
gets you caught right away. Let this serve as your reminder to get out to Ardent ASAP if you haven't been recently. They've got great stuff going on there as always.
All right. And then for C, the Virginia Museum of History and Culture is bringing America's 250th to life with two upcoming events, but specifically this weekend is Richmond SailFest. So that's happening Friday, June 12th to Sunday, June 14th. It's a free family-friendly waterfront festival. And the furthest west the tall ships will travel for the 250th. So these tall ships are traveling and they're hitting different spots like Norfolk, Baltimore, etc. But Richmond is one of their stops. So you can tour these historic tall ships and international vessels. There's going to be live music, performances, and cultural programming. There's going to be food, craft drinks, and dockside vibes. There's going to be a massive fireworks and drone show over the James on Saturday night, and that's in partnership with RVA Parks and Rec and RVA Gov. But this is all happening at Dockside Park and Intermediate Terminal, and I think it's going to be like a mile-long kind of walk celebration, and there's a lot going on. I'm probably going to check it out on Friday to kind of just get the lay of the land and scope it out. So be sure to follow along on Instagram. I know the Virginia Museum of History and Culture has definitely put a lot of time and energy and effort into these activations. So it is exciting because we love free family-friendly activities.
Especially around this being the 250th anniversary, it's a nice way to emphasize that. And I feel like we've been talking about this stuff for easily the whole first half of the year. Yeah. So it's nice to sort of see it now coming to fruition.
Yeah. I'm excited. Should be fun.
Okay, well, to round us out for due, as we sort of referenced a couple of times up top, I am suggesting you go to a Tri-City Chili Peppers game. Of course, Paige and I both are, raving about the squirrels at all hours of the day, and with their big dill dog news too. It's like we can't get enough. But in case you didn't know, there's another local baseball team in our area that emphasizes the collegiate baseball players nearby. I went out to a Tri-City Chili Peppers game last night on Sunday evening for 6-7 day. So I was extremely cool and hip with the kids. And it's very much like the same kind of vibe as the squirrels, but it's on kind of like a lot smaller of a scale. And I sort of found being there with my family that it's almost a little bit less overwhelming to, like, if you're kind of in that situation where you've got little kids in tow. Sometimes at the squirrels, it's like, there's so much going on over there. Maybe this is like a little bit too much depending on how old your kids are. Or if you're just the kind of person where like you don't love like huge, overwhelming like sporting events and crowds and stuff, and you want to take it down a notch to a more intimate setting, this is a great option for that too. It was so cute. You might recognize them from their cosmic baseball games that have gotten national attention in recent years.
Yeah, so that's what I thought they only did.
Right. Me too. They reached out to us, I think being aware of that sort of point of view and wanting to remind people that they're way more than the cosmic baseball, even though the cosmic baseball, which is played like under black lights, they've got these cool highlighter uniforms and highlighter like equipment and stuff. Very cool, but that's not all they do. They have like a whole season.
And to just let folks know, that is only on a lottery system too. Like you
Right.
can't just go buy tickets to the cosmic baseball. You have to be entered in a lottery and you'll be selected, where you can just go to a normal baseball game and purchase tickets.
Exactly. And I highly recommend you do. It's very family friendly, a great way to spend your summer afternoons or evenings. It's out in Colonial Heights. It's not like super far, but it's of course a little bit of a drive, but make a day of it. It's a cute little way to get out of town, I would say, in quotation marks, because you're not far. As I was like walking around surveying the scene, there are so many cute suite options that you could like, if you're going with like a bigger group and you want to sort of sit down more on ground level with like your group in like I would say, I guess a table setting situation, you could do it that way. Or you could be in the stands. They have like bounce houses for the kids. I mean, it's a whole spread. They, of course, I had to check out the merch store. It's small but mighty. I had to leave with merch. I mean, it was a fabulous place to be.
I knew you would.
I had to. Like the highlighter stuff, I'm obsessed with it. I zeroed in like, let me see these hot pinks and these neon yellows. Let me take a look at this.
Yeah, I was looking at the merch online. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's cute.
And I had to look up. I'm like, are they in minor league? But they're a collegiate summer baseball team. So
Right.
It's reminding me of the Ivy because those girls are college too.
Right. It's very much in that same vein. And as we've talked to, like you and I are not particular about the sporting events that we're into as far as that goes.
Go sports.
Right. It's like sports in general. But I know some people think very like I'm very college baseball or I'm very college football or like I'm very NFL or like some people have very big particulars. So if you were a college sports person, here's an option for you.
Yes.
But you know us.
Go team. Go sports.
Snacks.
I hope you're all having fun.
Right. I hope you're having a great time. I hope there's merch. I hope there are hot dogs. Like check, check, check.
Yeah.
So it's a great time. Affordable, fun for the summer. Get out there.
Perfect. And that wraps us up. So thanks for listening, Richmond. And by the way, there's more where that came from. Joining the Richmond experience as a member is the best way to stay in the know about what's going on in RVA.
Not to worry, we refuse to sell your info or bombard you with ads, but we do charge a small annual membership fee of $39 a year to fund our team so we can keep doing this awesome work. Plus, a portion of each annual membership purchase for the Richmond experience goes to rotating nonprofits each month. That's like $1 per week to get an all-access pass to the best of RVA and lift up local orgs. It's a really, really good deal, friends. And listen, what are friends for anyway? Use code CHATTER to get $10 off your first year subscription.
Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at The Richmond Experience, and on Instagram at The Chatter and RVA too. And if you enjoyed this episode, send it to your buds and rate, review, and subscribe.
And if you want to keep up with each of us, you can find me at Kelsey Heinz's Typing on Instagram.
And me, Sips and Trips with Paige on Instagram.
Chat with you next week, RVA.